Hello, everybody, and welcome to Red 2 Chatter, the podcast about the show. And I haven't been doing that for a while, and now I just sunk back into it. Well, the show about Star Wars. I'm Dallin. That's Jay.
Hey, guys.
That's Ryan over there.
Is it going?
And so today we.
Look, we're getting close to the movie. We're within 40 days, I think.
Yes.
It's under 40 days. So things that do come out, I vet them, if you will.
Just by the title of the
And just to make
article.
sure they're not going to be spoiler. And there's been a lot of, things I wish I hadn't read.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to relay that to you guys out there. So the show's going to be quite a bit shorter. We don't have a whole lot to talk about today. But what we do have to talk about seems pretty interesting, so we'll just get right into it. We'll just go right to the news from around the galaxy. This week, or past week, Kathleen Kennedy was interviewed on the Star Wars show. Mm-hmm. And she talked a little bit about, and boy, the whole internet's been blowing up about this stuff, but we'll get into some of that too.
Even though it's not much.
But talk about the next 10 years of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that threw the internet for a loop is that she mentioned specific names.
Yeah,
Rey, Poe, Finn, BB-8.
No
Right.
Kylo.
Right. This, to
No
me...
Luke.
This, to me, was just a person answering
A question
with generalizations.
And she just threw out the name she could remember.
Right.
Or that came to the
Yeah.
top of her head.
Right, the four that just came right to the top of her head. That doesn't mean that these four characters make it through the next two movies, or even this next movie. It doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
For sure. It doesn't mean that they're going to be making solo independent movies of these four characters. It doesn't mean that at all.
No.
It was a generalization that
that
they're going to take these new characters and
continue their
that's
story.
where the episodic story is going to go, is with the new characters.
Which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But God, the internet had a
Theo Day.
Well,
spasm.
it's like, there's going to be a BB-8 standalone movie? How are you going to do that?
Right, that is not what.
I don't think that's what
she
said.
meant.
No, that's not what she meant.
No.
And it doesn't mean Kylo Ren's going to die in the next two
no,
movies.
they didn't mention Kylo Ren.
He's toast.
Right.
Oh, Phasma's going to die. They didn't mention Phasma.
Like,
oh no, they didn't mention Rose. Rose is going to...
Paige, the DJ.
People you don't even know yet.
Right, man.
They're all going to die because she didn't mention them.
I understand, sometimes dissecting every word that somebody says. I also understand that people just give general statements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what
And
this
this
was.
sounded like I watched the Star Wars show because I knew this article, or she was going to be interviewed. So I watched it. It's just a YouTube show. But they get all the exclusives because it's run by Star Wars. So they get all the good
all
stuff.
the first looks and stuff like
Right. And all the good,
that. Interviews.
Yep. People. And so I did watch it. And just the way she rattled off those names, you could tell it was just a generalization.
Yeah.
There was nothing, no weight behind it. There was nothing to it.
Hey, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, or Disney, if you guys want to, hit us up.
Yeah, we'll do an interview.
We'll do an interview.
I bet you we can ask more substantive questions.
Well, I'm sure, they get just what they get, They know what not to ask on there. They're not going to be hard-hitting questions on that show.
No.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're just not going to be. The biggest takeaway from this is that they're thinking about the next 10 years. That, to me, is the biggest takeaway
Yeah,
from
that's
this whole
the
interview.
by far.
Does that mean another trilogy of movies?
Not necessarily, I
Not
don't
necessarily, no?
I think, and this is my opinion, completely, my take on it. I think after episode 9, they'll take a break like they have done in the past.
Yeah.
And let Daisy Ridley and John Boyega and whoever else makes it through, Adam Driver age naturally.
Yeah.
And then get them back in for another trilogy.
But now a lot of people want to see a trilogy on the Old Republic, though.
Yeah, but you could do
That's
that
totally different
in
though.
between.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could do that in between the time,
This is true.
while they're aging. You could have 12 years in there
Yeah.
to do movies, or 15. Who knows
I don't
how
think
long
they
they're
could
going to
be
wait?
part of the episodes, though.
No.
No.
They'll be standalone. They'll be Star Wars stories.
But you could definitely do a trilogy off of just the Old Republic alone.
Yeah.
Following one character through the Old Republic. It's really easy.
Yeah, or a group of characters or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I took away from it too was like getting more years of Star Wars movies, so I'm fine with that part. She also mention something I thought I was reading in there about talking about the Han Solo movie and the Obi-Wan movie. I think it was further down in the article. Was I wrong about that? I thought she said something about that.
It says right here, other spin-off projects have been floated in the past, including anthology films dedicated to Yoda and Boba Fett.
Man, that's gonna drive me nuts if that's all they do is just like...
And the reticent mercenary who was last seen plummeting into the Sarlacc pit during Return of the Jedi.
I think we all know who Boba Fett is.
Yeah, I don't think we need to all
that.
I'm sure whoever's reading this article knows who
Boba Fett is. Yeah, I don't think they needed to put
But
that
just
part in
as
there.
Stephen Daldry has been drafted in to flesh out Obi-Wan's backstory, we imagine Lucasfilm has drawn up preliminary plans for countless Star Wars projects designed to explore each character in their youth. As Kathleen Kennedy
don't get stuck in this rut,
right?
No, don't go into a pattern. We want to see something new. We want to see new characters.
We want something fresh.
Yes.
I thought Rogue One was pretty fresh. Like they didn't take a character we already knew,
but they took an event.
Right? That was just touched on in a crawl text.
You don't want to get like a Rotten Tomato and like put it in the microwave and try to make it new again, you know? Well, you want to grow a new one to eat.
Yes.
Well, my whole thing is like, okay, you're going to do the Han Solo, movie about his youth, and you're going to do an Obi-Wan Kenobi in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. That's okay. But don't just start going in here and we're going to pick out just each and every single character that we can find and start doing
that is
their own single backstory movies because it's going to get old and stale real fast.
Yes,
it needs to be something's. You got to have something like you said, like Rogue One was fresh and new. We knew the story.
But you didn't know any of the characters.
We didn't even know the details really of the story. We just knew that somebody stole the Death Star plans. We didn't know how it actually
And there's a lot of sacrifices made to get these plans.
And we just know that, the rebellion had just, had their greatest victory so far.
Yes.
And we knew that some spies were sent in to get the plans. That's all we really knew.
Yep. Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, so that story was more fresh. It was new. It was something that was like, man, I've never seen any of these characters. I don't know anything about them. It's all fresh and new, and that's one reason I really enjoyed
Rogue One.
So, it's just don't get stuck in this rut.
And we haven't seen one yet.
No, we haven't seen Han Solo, so maybe it's
based on the character itself.
But
it's
a character that we already know.
Right.
Well, not that, but that's all I'm hearing now is like, we're going to do a
Yoda.
Yoda.
How the heck are you even going to do a Yoda?
They don't want to do a Yoda.
No,
you wouldn't.
You
think
can't.
So. You don't want to. I don't want the water down Yoda. He's kind of a mystery.
Yeah, I don't want the mystery to be spoiled of Yoda. Like
we don't know what race he is.
No, we don't know exactly how old he is.
Right. I mean,
we don't know where he came from.
But who knows if he was just talking in generalizations about being 900 years old?
All we know is he's part of an ancient race.
Yeah, and what's his 900 years in his race compared to other people's races in 900 years? Who knows?
Right.
Maybe that could be like 900
maybe he didn't
years
die
actually
of
2,000
old
years
age.
of your... So, I don't know. I just don't want him to get stuck in I mean, I want to see these movies. Definitely want to see the Han Solo movie. I'm excited, really excited for that. I'd love to see Ewan McGregor redo an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
Or be recast into an Obi-Wan Kenobi role because I thought he was the only good thing about the prequels.
Yes.
Was him playing that character.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that one too. But if you just start rattling off freaking single characters after that, you're gonna start getting stale and
keep
get old.
the solo characters. I think they work much better in the novels. Like, for example, Phasma or Thrawn,
Yeah.
or Ahsoka. You know,
or
like
Leia, Princess of Alderaan.
Yeah.
they work so much better in novels, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, you can flush out a lot more of the story, their backstory, and their story in general in a book than you can in a movie.
Yes.
Right.
I rather see epic type movies where it's like an event or something.
Like, let's just take for example, like the Battle of Tanab. What
Yes.
was that about?
What was that about? There you go.
Now, you could introduce Lando in that, but it's not a Lando movie.
No,
it could even be a side character or one of the main characters. But it's the Battle of Tanab is what the main focus of the movie is. It's
Mandalorian War
right.
is another one that you could do.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of
There's
different
all kinds
ones.
of events that you could go to if you want to go that route. But you can't get caught into that rut either.
No.
No.
You want to make things new. You want to
Well, that's why
have variety in your content.
I mean, that's why we've been beating this dead horse of like, why don't you try to make like a crime syndicate type movie?
Yeah, or a
Star
show,
Wars,
or something.
or even just a series on
Netflix.
Right, almost
No,
like a
they're gonna
Godfather type movie.
Yeah.
Set in the Star Wars
universe
with characters we don't know.
No. Yeah, I mean, you can have
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt in there or
Right.
something like that.
It could
but
be a Hutt, or it could be the Black Sun.
Black Sun, yeah, or the Pike.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different crime
could
syndicate
create your
families out
own.
there. Yeah,
I
you
mean-
could just start with something totally fresh and new and different that's you never even
Right.
heard of before.
The pirates, like there's also the pirates that you
Right.
could work with.
There's so many opportunities.
Yeah.
I just don't want to
Right,
get
without
stuck in
getting-
a rut
right.
of the characters we already know, just rehashing them over and over and over and over again.
Right. I just don't want to see them back themselves into a corner.
No.
Yes.
So, all right. Hey, I think we've beat that to death. We'll continue to do it every time something like this comes up.
Every
because
time. Yep, every time.
It's what we went to see.
Yeah.
All right, so latest TV spot, which I think this TV spot, had I not seen the last trailer, would have been enough for me. Like if I would have just seen this 45 seconds, I'd be like, give me the movie. You know?
Yeah, to be honest, if they just showed this instead of the full-on trailer
Right.
they gave us, I would have been like, okay, sold, let's go.
I think this trailer has so much packed into this 45 seconds. It's just amazing.
It's so... Because, like, you get to see Luke
On
getting on to the Millennium Falcon after all of these years.
Could you just imagine? I mean, you don't know really the last time he was on it, but let's just say the last time he was on it when they were going to Alderaan.
No, when he got his hand chopped off, and he flopped onto the top.
That's
of the
right. That
Millennium
was the last
Falcon.
time he got dragged into it from the top.
Yep, and then he was put inside.
you're right.
So that's the last time.
That
he
was the last time.
Empire
we've
Strikes Back. That
seen
we've
him
seen
on
him on the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
Right.
From then on, he just kind of used his X-Wing.
Could you just
fly around.
imagine all of those memories that just rushed into him? Like that was the ship that got him.
Started. Kind
Basically,
Yeah.
that's where his adventure started was on that ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and you kind of wonder if he's not walking on there going, man, I should have just stayed on my uncle's farm in Tatooine.
Right.
I'm not involved with
Right?
all
Do you
this.
think he has regrets?
Yeah.
You want? I don't know.
Maybe
you wonder.
maybe he thinks, like, if I just didn't do
Why did
that...
I listen to that crazy old hermit?
Yeah. Maybe Obi-Wan wouldn't
Of
have
course,
died, and
He might have been dead too with his uncle and his aunt. So
Right.
this is true.
He probably would have died with him,
Yeah, because he didn't know anything about the Force.
and the Empire would have the plans.
I mean, I'm assuming that I could be totally wrong on this, but I'm assuming that they took off from Tatooine in Return of the Jedi and got back to the Rebellion on the Millennium Falcon, but we don't know that because
Right.
you didn't see
No,
it.
yeah.
Right.
But the last time you saw him on screen was the Millennium Falcon was at the end of Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
With his
So-
hand chopped off.
Yeah, I could just imagine all the just that scene right
Especially
there.
just stepping into the cockpit.
Especially that the emotions of
Han
his
Solo.
one of his best friends, Han, is dead.
Yep.
Right.
You know,
Right. So you
It's
have
his
those
ship.
those memories,
those,
that
those
recent
emotions, yeah.
And also
event that
just
took place.
like feeling this emptiness in the Millennium Falcon now that he's gone.
No, you're right. No,
You know.
it's not there.
And I'm assuming he felt it like Leia did when Han was killed.
Oh yeah.
I'm just assuming.
Well, I
But
mean-
I would be guessing yes, he could feel that
Maybe that's what
Yeah.
he was doing on
because
that
they were that
mountain.
connected.
On that mountaintop was mourning.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, you don't
When-
know.
when
It would
Rey
be,
came
it's going to be kind of interesting to see what they do with that part of the story.
Yes.
Like how Luke handles the death of Han and how he takes it. If he doesn't know, if someone has to tell
Right.
him, if Rey
And-
tells him.
How it happened.
Yeah, and
that
how
his own son,
someone he trained,
Yeah,
Right.
his own
Killed his best
Padawan
friend.
and his own
and his
his best friend's
brother-in-law.
son. Yeah,
and his brother-in-law.
his
Yeah.
nephew.
his nephew killed his brother-in-law
Right.
and his best friend.
Yeah, so-
Like,
Right. So yeah, just all of that coming together. I mean, I could just imagine like Luke just doesn't like having Rey like being found is probably the worst thing that could possibly happen to him.
yes,
Yeah, I think he would just let her be
Just leave me
Left
left
alone.
alone for
alone.
the rest of my life
Right.
and just let me die
I'm
on this
out.
planet by myself. So yeah, I don't know. This be interesting.
That's just the first scene of this. 45 seconds of the trailer, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, then we get a lot more of what we've already seen, just
Yeah.
sort of cut differently.
yes, we get to see a new angle on Leia. I'm guessing it's the same scene where she's looking out at Kylo about to shoot her.
And we also get to see Finn in one of the pods that's on Crate.
Crate.
Yeah, you also get to see him in the black uniform
Yes.
walking
Yes.
through what looks like maybe the casino area. That's one thing we didn't get before.
Yeah, we didn't get any
Any
of
of
the
that stuff.
Right, and
and you saw-
Canto Bite
Yeah,
stuff.
I swear you see Rose with him, right?
Just
Yeah,
maybe
just
a little
for
like
just
a,
like a slit
a
of her.
sliver, like a sliver maybe.
yeah.
Just like for a split second.
I know from pictures we've seen that she's there with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
In that scene, so
And then we also get to see Snoke's throne room in all its
Yes.
glory.
Yeah.
yes. Now there's been some talk about that throne room, and like there's a little device that's a circular, like it looks like it creates an energy field or
Also,
something.
he's not using the Force on Rey. Is that what you're thinking? Is that what people are
Maybe
thinking?
he is collecting the Force with that.
Which we know is possible because the one guy's on. If you've watched the Clone Wars, the cartoon, there's the one guy's that when Jar Jar Binks goes to help that princess, can't remember what the name of those people are.
The bird people.
The bird people. They're collecting the Force from their elders.
Right.
There's a way to collect it, and they're collecting it into that big giant sphere, and it's
Right.
for Mother Townsend when they
Yes.
take it to the other planet. So it's possible to collect the Force. They've already established this in the Star Wars canon universe.
Right.
So
Okay, so here,
It's this little thing.
that thing
to
right there.
yeah, maybe
Now,
that's why
There's
she's like,
hooks.
maybe it's not Snoke that's doing anything to her. It's her in that contraption.
I mean, is that
He
what
has
he's
no-
thinking?
maybe he has
maybe
no-
he's trying to drain the Force.
and maybe
out of
he
Rey
has
in that
no
moment.
Force abilities at all. We just
Now
we
I have
still
to
don't
go
know.
back and freaking look at the trailer again because is he standing in front of that now?
Or is she inside of it when she's
Or is-
like screaming? I don't know.
Or is he using capturing the Force to regenerate himself? Is he like in a state of like where he's
Decay.
decaying so
Yeah.
rapidly that he's using the Force just to keep himself alive?
Alive.
Who knows?
Maybe that's why he wanted her to be brought to him alive because he's got to
He's got
find
to drain
anybody.
her life Force.
Yeah, you know, maybe he's just using Kylo as the one guy that has the Force to go find other people that have the Force. So yeah, so he
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a weird. That'd be a weird twist.
Right? I mean, we'll just have to see. I mean, that's been going around. It was one of those theories that was out there. That, like,
So how
I
many?
can get
How many of the
behind that.
guard guys do you see there? Down?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Nine?
7, 8, 9, 10.
10.
10?
No, wait, no. Yeah, 10.
10.
Because I thought that was one. But no, there's a couple behind here. You can just see slivers of him. Like I see his helmet right
Yeah,
there.
and you can see like a staff.
Yeah,
or
and then
a spear way up
and
in
then
the
there's a
sky.
guy right there as well.
Okay, so 5 on each side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like 10. Looks like we got Hux in that
Yeah.
picture as well.
We don't
Yeah.
believe these are the Knights of Ren, right? These are just his guards.
No, because
right?
that's way too many. There's 7 Knights of Ren, including
according to what the vision.
Yes.
Is that what we're going
including.
by? Okay.
Yeah, the Force vision.
Have you ever seen the fan art of the Knights of Ren? By the way, like people who've actually drawn them in like the light and like seeing what they look like.
Yeah, there's
in the
a
light.
artist. He on Instagram goes by Venomous, VENAMIS, Venomous, I think. He does he has some really cool pictures of the Knights of
Of
Ren.
what he thinks they look like. I mean, you can't really
based
see
on
them based on that
Force image.
Force image.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a picture of what they look like, kind of. Well, that guy's kind of cut off. Hold on.
Yeah, the one over.
Yeah, this one here.
Now that's just somebody's interpretation of what they saw, correct?
Yes.
In the movie.
But
So yeah, and it's pretty dark. So you gotta like
I mean,
you're taking
but,
some
like,
liberties here.
Look at the actual picture though, because you can see definitely that it does match. Like, that guy has a huge freaking sword right there in a hood. That guy has a pike and has that kind of mask
I can
on.
certainly see if this guy, like, took that image and, like, just blew it up and got as much details as he could out of it.
So you can see kind of like that guy has thermal detonators on him, so he's like the demolition expert. That guy's kind of like the warrior. Like, you can kind of, like, people have been kind of making characterizations of these characters, like, what role they play, like the heavy, the engineer, the, the stealth person.
I wonder if they're actually going to show up in any of these movies.
I hope.
You would think,
like, especially this dude, because I want to see
one of those things,
swinging
like
his...
the Battle of Tanab. You only hear about it, but it's just sort of a mystery.
Mystery, maybe,
and it remains a mystery until Dave Filoni fleshes it out in a cartoon.
So yeah, well, Dallin just created a bunch of editing for himself.
Yeah, that's okay though. I'm getting used to the new editing program. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if we touched. I mean, yeah, you guys have seen it already.
All right, so what else is on this 45-second? The end.
Yes, the
last
end
scene,
with
where we get the line, "This is not going to go the way you think,"
and then you have
and
Rey,
then it flashes to Rey, and she ignites the lightsaber, and it looks like it's in the same rain that Luke is in,
where he's like on the ground,
right? But I bet. I'm
thinking that's a dark side cave.
Right.
That's my guess.
I like your theory that she's like on the little dark side cave journey, like Luke went on
in Dagobah
and faced
Darth Vader.
Vader.
Yep.
His fears,
and maybe she is on the same sort of little quest.
Yep.
And that's not really Luke. That's just her vision.
Like,
and she's like her biggest fear is that Luke is going to not train her, but not realize her potential, or that she's not going to live up to what Luke wants her to be. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Looks kind of familiar, doesn't it?
The rain back to the Knights of Ren standing in the rain. Now, see, that could be part of a Force vision too, though.
Yes.
Like maybe when she goes into a dark cave.
Maybe she fights the Knights of Ren in the Force vision. That could be a possibility.
That could be.
Well, your visions aren't always of the past either. Was she seeing the future in that scene? When she saw the Knights of Ren in the rain?
Maybe them wiping out the last of the Resistance.
Maybe we'll see that Councilman Zuvius or whatever who gets like slain right there with like that 10 seconds worth of footage. And they made a freaking toy action figure out of him.
Is that Constable
Might as well just
make
him
his helmet.
It looks like his helmet.
Might as well just make him with the lightsaber coming through his back.
Zuvio is just supposed to be like the law of Nima Outpost on Jakku. Like he was like the sort of the sheriff of the town.
That's kind of what it made him sound like, but I swear that's where he killed that.
Yeah,
Kylo Ren
just stabbed him.
Rain.
Yeah, it looks like him. Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's more.
You guys correct us if you think it's somebody else. Put it in the comments. Let us know.
Maybe there's some other guy that has the same
guy who
type
gets
of helmet. I don't know.
Gets the lightsaber through the back and Rey's Force vision in Force Awakens. I'm kind of on the thing like it looks like Constable Zuvio, the toy that
it looks just like him.
The little peg warmer toy that's always on every shelf at Walmart.
It's like the Rose and Paige of the Force Awakens
of the Last Jedi toys.
The Last Jedi. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Right.
Maybe we'll get more clarity on that.
This 45-second trailer
has so much in it.
TV spot had just jam-packed full of like...
We also
little scenes.
We also see a bit more of a reaction shot with Finn here.
Yeah,
when he's fighting Phasma. Phasma better just take it.
You notice the Millennium Falcon is in the Battle of Crete too. That wasn't shown before. You didn't know that.
And also, it bursts out of the ground. It looks like.
Well, that raises a question.
That's
as well.
Cave, I think, with all the crystals.
Yeah, and it goes.
Is the battle on Crete the final battle of the movie?
Like the Return of the King, big huge battle that they have on that field.
Battle?
Maybe.
The only thing I don't know is if the Millennium Falcon's there, more than likely Rey
is there.
Luke and maybe not Luke, but Rey and Chewie are definitely there.
And R2 are back, unless R2 stayed with Luke.
That could be a possibility.
True. R2 is Luke's droid, so he could have stayed.
If Luke said you can stay.
But there's that promotional poster though with Luke having his green lightsaber.
Yeah, we haven't seen no green lightsaber.
Yeah,
yet
no.
in any of the footage, any of the trailers.
So so you wonder where it can't be at the beginning of the movie. You know that
No.
this Battle of Crate because you have to flesh out the Rey and Luke stuff first. So
and Rey wouldn't just go, "Here's your lightsaber. I'm off to Crate. Bye."
Well, this has got to be towards the end of the movie.
Finn looks pretty healthy.
Yeah, like
when he's flying,
really healthy.
Yeah,
like that back to tank that he was in.
The only thing is that
wonders.
they could do a time jump. Like the first 10 minutes of the movie, say they show a little bit of Finn in the thing. And
then Rey talking
and
to
they show
Luke.
Rey and Luke and their thing, and then they show
they'll
Kylo.
Maybe a training montage.
Yeah.
Passes time.
And then they show Kylo and training with Snoke and the Praetorian Guards, and then it passes a lot of time in between that.
Yes.
That could happen. Like
they could jump.
And maybe the dark side cave is like her final test.
Where it would make more sense to do it that way because then you get a stronger Kylo in the end.
And a stronger Rey.
Because you can just, they've been training for a long time. It's not just...
10
she
minutes
hands them the thing, and then they train for 10 minutes.
And then they're off to go fight a battle.
They've been there for months, or who knows.
Or even
years.
Yeah.
Training. Who knows?
Yeah, I could see that, where there could definitely be a time jump.
And that way, Finn can be completely healthy again.
Yeah.
Because it would take time, even in the back-to-tank regeneration and all that stuff.
I'm still trying to figure out where all of that casino stuff's coming in and all that stuff. I have no clue. Or DJ.
I mean, this is the longest movie, so
so
far.
The friggin' DJ character,
right?
How he's even gonna get put into it? It's
coming out on the 15th, right?
Yes, we're seeing it on the 14th.
14th, okay.
We're seeing it on the 14th and the 15th
today.
Yeah,
6th.
We're seeing it on the 14th at 8:00, and then midnight the 15th. So, yay! I'm so excited about this movie. But you're right. How are they going to squeeze all this stuff in that we've seen? Oh
yeah,
my God.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
37 days.
37?
I know we were within 40.
You could probably could have just gone and found a counter somewhere
Whatever.
instead of counting the days you saw.
Whatever.
All right.
I would have just done how many days are left in this month and then plus 14.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to move on to Takashi Toy Station?
I guess we're very chatty. No, I was just saying, apparently we're very chatty today because we're just picking these things apart.
Yeah, we've gone through 2 topics.
Let's see.
We'll go to Takashi Toy Station, which is more of a review of the Forces of Destiny shorts.
Yeah.
That came out this past week.
And there are new toys that are coming out of these too.
There's more toys. That's why I put it in this section, because there are toys directly related to this content. So are we going to get a Han?
Are we going to get a Hera?
I've already seen them. There's a Han Solo and a Chewbacca.
Luke and a Yoda.
There's a Luke and a Yoda.
Is there a Hera and a Chopper?
I haven't seen I don't know if I've seen a Hera yet.
There should be a Hera and a Chopper.
I've seen the Ahsoka. I've seen the Chewie and the Han.
Padme. Ahsoka's coming, yep.
Leia in the... Oh, no, we already have that one. Yeah, I don't know. I know I've seen Chewie and Han and Luke and Yoda.
So, of the 3 episodes, I really liked I like the Rey one. Rey's one of my favorite characters.
Yes.
It's a good episode.
It's funny.
I know there's a lot, and then this just makes me think about other things. There's a lot of talk about Rey possibly turning to the dark side in The Last Jedi. Here's the problem I have with that. If it happens and it suits the story, fine. I'm totally cool with it. But you see how good she is. She's always helping these creatures that need help. And, and she's always getting something in return. I just don't see her,
turning
flipping,
like that?
Yeah, just without some serious... manipulation and
and very
because she already has a great heart. I mean, you can just see it. Especially in these Forces of Destiny.
She's willing to stick her hand down this pig's nose
to clear something.
Yeah,
clear something out and get all snot and blown all over.
Right,
just to help it.
Yeah,
she didn't. You're right.
I guess there was ulterior motives because she was in his way.
Yeah, well, inevitably, it helped her too, but
right.
She wasn't willing just to go over there and start smacking the crap out of it with her.
She didn't take her
with her staff and trying to get it to move.
Right, she didn't take her staff and just start beating it over the head trying to make it move. She tried to push it. Of course, that didn't work.
Yeah.
And then she actually took a time to look at it and see what was
Mm-hmm.
wrong with it.
Yeah.
So it would be hard for me to see her turning to the dark side. Not in this movie. Maybe by night. Who knows?
I really enjoyed the one with Han and Chewie in it. They're at the end of Endor.
Yeah.
And this one has some implications in it because some
dark implications.
No.
Well, because they eat their enemies, the
Oh,
Ewoks.
the Ewoks
They
okay.
eat their
It
enemies.
does have those dark. I already knew that from Return of the Jedi.
They were
going to
gonna
eat
eat
Han, and they were
Oh,
going
yeah,
to eat
this is true.
Chewie, and they were going to eat Luke.
That makes them just so much more scarier. They're not as cute as you think they are.
No, they're murder bears.
I wonder if the porgs are
No,
going to be
I'm
the
just
same way.
what I was saying is like it gives you. It doesn't. I guess it's not. It tells you more of a certain character's story because Hera from Rebels is in this short and she's on Endor.
And Chopper too, and
Chopper.
Rex. He's
Was Rex?
he's in the background. I think I'm pretty sure.
So at the end of Rebels, Hera's not going to die.
And Chopper
And Chopper, they both survive because they're in Endor.
Right.
They survived the whole Empire. So
and
Right.
like no one is helping her with the supplies, like loading them onto the Ghost.
yeah,
No one's helping her. She seems to be all by herself.
And doesn't she make Han admit that the Ghost is a better ship?
Yeah,
than the
it's a
Millennium
superior
Falcon?
ship than-
Superior
Right.
Falcon.
So, yeah, I like that part of it. I like sort of the...
Yeah.
I like seeing these two iconic ships next to each other. That was really cool.
Not only that, but that means Han and Hera know each other.
Yeah,
Somewhere
and they have
met
kind of
in the
a
past.
rivalry going on.
Right, because of the
between-
two ships.
yeah.
Well, because they're both kind of smuggler type,
Yeah,
you know,
and pilots and
and pilots. Yep. So yeah, I really enjoyed that episode. I just
yeah.
thought it was cool.
They both really believe in their ships.
yes,
The third one is probably my least favorite of all the ones I've seen so far. The one with Sabine and
Jin.
no.
That's right.
her friend. And
I forget what her
like-
name is every time. It starts with a K.
like Sabine takes like all this time to, rebuild her speeder and paint it and stuff. And her friend, right? And I can never think of her friend's name.
No,
Who's the Mandalorian? Well, not Mandalorian, but
She's from the.
she's
Black
the
Sun.
bounty hunter. Or,
yeah.
She works for the Black
Yeah.
Sun.
Yeah. Like crashes her speeder and then takes Sabine's speeder and ends up crashing it. It's just like, to me, it didn't further anybody's story.
No.
Like, a little bit of Sabine's, she's very mechanical and can fix stuff and build stuff and...
She's also an artist, and
Right. But it just, to me, it didn't, like, advance...
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't
Just
really
didn't give me any more
of the character.
Right.
Yeah.
background into the character or insight into the character. So far, it's been my least favorite of all of the ones
Yeah.
I've seen.
I would love to see a Ventress one of these. I know she's not a.
You just
not-
saw her
she's-
right there.
Yeah, well, but I know she's not like a good guy or whatever. But
I mean,
she kinda turned into one
she
at the
turns
end of-
into one.
she kind of turned into a neutral character
Yeah.
at the end of
Yeah.
the Clone Wars cartoon.
One that you're kind of like, should I trust her or not?
but she
that
also
type of
does help
character.
out Ahsoka.
Yes.
So
Even though Ahsoka thinks that she betrayed her.
Right.
But in the end, it was actually Barris.
But yeah, those are really good, and there are new toys coming out for those soon. I haven't seen them yet, but
I wouldn't mind seeing a Ahsoka and Barris one. Like before the whole fallout happened
yeah.
between the two of them. I think that would be really interesting to see. Kind of more develop their friendship a bit more.
Yeah, it's,
And make it more tragic that,
right. To give the turn more
more
substance.
hit, to it. I would love to see a Luminara or Shakti or what's her name? Ayla Secura. I would love to see any of those characters. Maybe some more minor characters. You can bring them in,
Right.
And
you can do shorts on any of those characters.
yeah.
I bet eventually we'll get a Rose.
Yeah, or in the page.
Yep. I bet we get those.
After Last Jedi comes out, of course.
Yep. They seem to be doing really well and pretty popular, so they're going to continue to make them. So. Alright, moving on to Gaming with Gamorreans. Battlefront 2 released their launch trailer, which was, mostly just cutscenes and...
Yeah, that's what kind of drives me nuts about it is there's not any real gameplay that they show you in these.
No.
I want to see the gameplay because that's what I get to do. I don't get to these cutscenes are really cool and well done, and there's like some awesome scenes, but that's cutscenes. It's not actual play.
Yeah, no.
It's not the play, so it's like it's a little disappointing on how they're doing this. I'd rather see more of the gameplay itself. I mean, I'm sure you can go on YouTube and find a whole bunch of people that are playing the beta that have put stuff out there, but
yeah,
and it's just a little disingenuous. I mean, just show what you're actually going to be doing a little bit, right?
Yeah,
instead of showing us all the best cutscenes and all the best graphics. You know, you don't get to play within that world
unless you're
different.
Unless you're Jedi Academy style of, unless you're doing Jedi Academy style of like lightsaber play, I highly doubt that you're actually going to be clashing lightsabers. Because most of the time when it comes to Battlefront games, it's just like hit, like it's kind of like Skyrim.
Yeah,
and that way not many people
until someone's bar disappears and they die.
Yeah.
You don't actually block. And
there's no parrying really.
Yeah, Jedi Academy was fun because of that. Because like you actually had to like parry and block and hit when the opening came up. And I wish that they would put that more into Star Wars Battlefront.
It's just hard to do.
I guess, yeah.
The defensive part's hard to do. Swinging a lightsaber is easy.
You just
defending the swing, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you do it, really. But
I don't know.
That's for somebody else to figure out.
Those old games, those old games figured it out. They definitely figured it out.
Who paid a whole lot more money to go to college than I did.
Can figure that out.
Right. All right, so moving on, we got a little bit of extra chatter. We'll go ahead.
Got plenty of time left.
We'll go ahead and do a review on Rebels Season 4, Episodes 5 and 6. I'll let you guys start since you guys seen it more recent.
So we'll start, of course, with 5, with Episode 5.
You trying to remember which one that is?
Yeah.
When you watch like two back-to-back, like,
they kind of meld together.
Right, yeah, they're almost become just one.
Okay, this is the one where they go back to Lothal.
Yeah.
And,
the first thing is they go into that old bar looking for Joe.
Joe's
old bar.
Oh, yeah, the Hammerhead. Old Joe. Or is it Stinky Joe? Or Stinky Pete? I don't know.
But they go in there, and it's been taken over by the Empire. The Empire, so they back up out of there, and then a whole bunch of chaos happens. Yeah. And they got to run through the sewers and all that stuff. And it's a good episode. It was more of a lead up to the next episode, in my opinion, on this one.
And also
there wasn't a lot that really happened that was like pivotal to the storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more of a lead into the episode 6,
yes.
which is far more
interesting. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I like this episode though. It brought back an old character, the kid from the Academy.
The Academy. I can't remember his name.
No, I can't remember it either. But it brought back him, which I thought was cool.
And it brought back the Baron guy, the pilot. He was running the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Imperial pilot.
Yeah, the Imperial pilot. So I mean, it brought back some stuff, but it wasn't really pivotal. It was basically just them getting to the surface,
sort of like re-infiltrating.
Re-infiltrating Lothal and trying to find
out that Lothal is absolute crap now.
Yeah, it's like just been totally decimated by the Empire. It's all of its planes and stuff have been set on fire, and it's just it's turned into almost a wasteland.
Yeah.
Much like Mandalore after all the Mandalore wars.
Mm-hmm.
So but then the lead up to the number 6 is what I enjoyed. The number 6 one was really good.
Yes, for one, Thrawn is in it.
Thrawn's in it, and you at that one you get them scouting to look at the new TIE fighter or
Defender,
TIE Defender,
which is I love
trying to get the information about it.
Yeah, and it also brings back Captain Scarus, or the pilot.
The pilot. He's a TIE fighter pilot. He's like their best TIE fighter pilot.
Yeah.
But the whole episode, though, is basically the children getting in trouble again. Because at first it's like, we're going to go out here and we're just going to take some pictures of this new TIE Defender. And then it's, hey, let's get the data recorder. It'll get more information. So Sabine and Ezra sneak down to the base. And I love the low cats when they go over there and they like attack the friggin' 2 stormtroopers that are guarding it, and they chase them off, and those guys chase them for like miles into the desert. Yeah. So that part was just hilarious because like at the very end of that episode, those are still chasing them. But so of course Sabine gets inside and she's trying to get the data recorder out. Yep. Ezra's kind of the lookout, and of course Thrawn shows up. And he wants to take a look at the Defender, so they end up having to steal it and crash it.
And Thrawn actually uses this as a way to test the TIE Defender against his own ships. Yeah. And I thought that was really, like, interesting. Right. And that just shows his intelligence, like, you know.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, whatever. Let's see what these... And not only that, but he learned more about Ezra and his abilities as a pilot.
Yeah,
he's calculating his all get out. That's why I love Thrawn.
Like when they're like, it may be Harrison Syndulla, and he's like, if it was Harrison Syndulla, they wouldn't even
lasted this long.
Yeah, they wouldn't even lasted this long.
Right, like how he just divulges information based on just what he sees. Like, no, that's not Hera flying that thing.
Yeah, our pilots would have already been dead.
Yeah.
Our pilots wouldn't have stood a chance.
So then he surmises that it's Ezra because he saw Ezra get into it. So
yes,
it's either Ezra or someone else.
They crashed the ship.
They get the recorder.
Actually, Price activates the kill switch that they have on the ship, and then they crash.
Yeah, all the wings come off of it.
They get the hyperdrive, which I think is my prediction. I think that's what they use to build the X-Wings.
They already have X-Wing fighters.
No, they don't.
Don't they?
No, they don't have X-Wing fighters yet.
We haven't seen them yet, but they have to exist.
Yeah, you would think
I haven't seen
too close
single. I've only seen Y-Wings and B-Wings so far. I have not seen any X-Wings.
Too close to the events of Rogue One to
not have X-Wing fighters.
X-Wings already. To me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe that's how they find out that... Well, maybe that's how the X-Wings get their hyperdrive.
Maybe the X-Wings don't have hyperdrive, and that's why we haven't seen them, because they're more local to certain systems.
Yeah, so they need this smaller hyperdrive.
That could be.
That could be. And then we get the big thing of this episode, the Loth Wolf.
And is it real, or is this this Ezra friggin'
Force vision thing?
And somehow being able to use it, even though it's just a vision, to move faster and... I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I think the Loth Wolf is real.
Okay. So do I. That's my guess. Is it's real.
I just think it's either super stealthy or it has some sort of like almost cloaking mechanism it can use to not be seen, and it only shows itself to those that need to see it.
Yeah. Or that he wants him to see.
I think Ezra has a link to it because he's from Lothal too, and he's also Force sensitive. So maybe the wolf can sense somebody that has the Force, and somebody that's a native to its planet. So it
knows that Ezra wants to save the planet. So it's I think it's a real thing. I don't think it's.
No, I don't think so either. I think
Ezra's not sure.
They make it kind of seem like it's not real or it's just in his head. But I don't know. It's pretty interesting.
And apparently it can talk. It only said one word, but it said do.
It said doom.
Doom.
It said, and that's Kanan's real last name.
Oh, yeah, that is.
Yeah. That's Kanan's real last name.
Yeah, it's Doom.
D-U-M-E. Yeah.
So,
not like you're doomed.
Yeah, no.
He was saying
Kanan's last. So why?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to wait till the next this episode that comes out tonight.
Hopefully they flesh that out.
Yeah.
Because I had to rewatch it to see what what did it say? Because I thought it said do.
I thought he was going to ask a question.
Right.
Like that's what I thought.
And they got cut off.
Yeah.
But it says doom, and I thought it can't be maybe it is doom. Like you're doomed.
You're doomed.
Or like the planet's doomed.
Right.
Lothal's doomed. Yeah.
Is it coincidence that it was Kanan's his real last name?
Yeah.
Not Jarrus, but
yeah.
So who knows? It was a good episode.
It was.
I really enjoyed both of them.
Yeah, this was like one long episode, really. These two together. I mean, that's kind of how they've been doing them, though. It's like part 1, part 2.
Yeah, it's been nice though.
Also,
those longer episodes that are connected.
Yeah. Also, costume update. Hera finally doesn't have her orange jumpsuit anymore.
Oh yeah, she actually wears something different for the first time, I think.
Yeah, I think
swear
so.
I've never seen her wear anything else but that orange
flight suit.
Yeah, I saw something funny on the Forces of Destiny episode with her in it. He's like, 5 years after the Battle of Scarif, and she's still wearing the same orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, because they have to go in disguise on the planet, so everybody's wearing something different than what they normally wear.
And we also get a little bit of development on Kanan and Hera's relationship.
Yep.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
And it just makes you frustrated.
That gets cut short too.
Yeah, it gets cut short by the stormtroopers.
And then Sabine's hair, she let it grow out naturally. She let it back to its natural color.
Looks like the tips are still like
a little bit
of
purple.
dark purple on the tips.
Yeah. So I guess...
And she's painted her armor to her family's colors.
To Clan Rin. Yep. Yeah. Colors. So it's really interesting to see these characters develop. Like...
Also, did we get that? Was that the preview for this week? With Rook.
No, we didn't. I think that's the preview for this week. Yeah.
Because we do finally get Rook.
Finally. Yeah. Warwick Davis.
Yeah. Who voices Rook. I definitely want to watch those episodes. The newest ones.
We're going to watch them tonight.
Yeah. Of course, we record this on Mondays. So.
Yes.
So by the time you see this, we'll have already seen it. But we can't do a review by the time you see this. You know what I mean.
No.
But, yeah, I fully enjoyed them. I thought they were really good.
I've enjoyed this whole... I didn't watch it when it first came out, but man, once I started getting into it and bought the box sets so I could just watch them back to back to back.
That's when you get the full story.
That's when I got more into it.
Hooked into it.
Right now, I'm into them, and I want to see how it ends. But man, watching them on regular television is just painful.
It is
painful.
Even
though you get to fast forward.
Why does Disney XD not have HD?
Yeah.
Why? I have to watch it in a tiny little black box. Might as well put a cardboard box and stick my head in it. That's as much as I can see.
Yeah, I know. It is kind of weird that Disney XD has no HD channel.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody has a freaking HD channel. How come you guys don't have one?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Maybe there's formatting in cartoons that are hard to do on.
Maybe
I guess I don't know.
Maybe it's a animated thing.
I don't know.
So that was about it for this episode.
That's it for this week.
Not much, but we actually got quite a bit said that we wanted to get said. I mean, some of it was repeating ourselves, like the whole make different Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Please.
Like we said, we'll continue to...
You got to beat that horse just so people... you have to try to get everybody to agree with it. And
yeah.
I know there's a lot of fans out there that are wanting more than just what we're getting in the way of the movies.
Yeah.
So
we're not the minority out there that just they don't want to just see movies on characters we already know about.
Yep.
Yes.
They want new, fresh stuff.
Well, that's how you expand your universe and make things make your universe bigger.
Make the galaxy as big as the galaxy is.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
There are stories to tell that could have nothing to do with the struggles of facing the Galactic Empire or the First Order.
Yeah.
I mean, even what's it called? I mean, I was talking about, like, it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on in the universe now because of the books and the comic books mainly. But even the comic books are just rehashing characters we already know.
They're just filling in gaps.
They're just filling in gaps already for those people. So eventually you're not going to be able to
fill in any more gaps.
With movies, you're going to have to start thinking of new avenues to go down.
Like, people want an Ahsoka movie. I am the hugest Ahsoka... Well, maybe not the hugest, but I'm one of the biggest Ahsoka fans out there. I don't want an Ahsoka movie. I have the novel. I got filled in on what took place after she left the Order.
Yeah.
Up to where she shows up in Rebels. I got all that.
Yeah.
What are you going to tell me now?
Yeah.
I mean, so, do characters we don't know anything about. Do things we don't know anything about.
Yeah, or even just characters maybe that you've seen just like tiny, tiny, tiny pieces of.
Yeah.
Things you don't know a lot about.
Right, like how did the guy get the death sentence on 12 systems?
We're gonna follow Walrus Man
And what I'm gonna have to learn that guy's name.
yeah, I don't and his rat friend.
His rat face friend?
Yeah, his rat face friend.
Messed up nose friend?
We gotta learn that guy's name. We always bring up friggin' that scene, and none of us know the guy's damn name.
It's one of the most iconic scenes in
It is
New
one
Hope.
of the most
It is.
iconic scenes. So yeah, that's about it for this episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed.
As always, check out our Facebook page, Red2 Chatter.
Yep.
Get all the stuff we talk about on there.
Yep. And Jay, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at jwilsonbydesign and on Twitter at jbird51.
Also, he does drawings, and I'm sure if you guys want him to, you can have him do commissions.
I have been doing a few commissions lately, so you can check those out on my Instagram page, jwilsonbydesign. I usually post them on there.
Yeah.
If I do a Star Wars related one, I'll probably post it to the Red2 Chatter
Yeah.
Facebook page.
I don't do social media, so you can't find me anywhere but here on this
Show.
show. Not podcast. Show.
You can find me on YouTube as well, Major Lyrics, down in the description below. Almost done with one of my games that I'm doing, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, that's about it. Try to be funny. That's it. I try. So yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed though, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Later.